And at the time there was a lot of oil and gas activity going on. Imperial Oil were given rights to drill for oil in any valued land in this area here, in Tuck HTC area. And you know, you're traveling on a trap line. You start, you know, and starting in November, middle of November, you start seeing rigs coming, roads being built and rigs being put up, and you know, you see all this going up right in front of you basically. And that got me concerned because they were impacting on, you know, on a lot of trappers like myself.
As far as development taking place, well, you know, there was no regard to who owned the land, what kind of concerns we had over wildlife. You know, they were, I recall in a seismic program that was taking place in Sachs Harbor, that you know, the seismic wires that they were using for geophones and stuff like that were entangled in the horns of the caribou. You know, that's gone a little too far there. And there was blasting in the lakes and waters using dynamite, and that was destroying some of the habitat and the fish. So all those things were happening at a pace where you know, it was too much.
When the mining started coming, we started seeing big planes coming in. They make landing strip in Kings Bay, DC-6, DC-4s, DC-3s, all the big planes were coming in, and it was the Muskog mines and Grand Roy mines were starting up at that time, and I guess they would find a lot of interest just north of us here, and so they were starting to work, and you know, we were wondering how come these people are coming in. So at that time we found out that there were mining companies. You know, we had no voice, we never hear anything about them, and yet they're, you know, they did everything that they want. And then when they finished their work, well, probably they never quite finished, but when they quit, they had left everything out on the land in their camps, such as fuel oil, lube oil, a lot of old materials such as automobiles and stuff like that.
Government, the federal and territorial were ignoring, you know, Inuvialuit. They weren't, you know, they didn't see our participation. There was no room at their table for us to be part of that process.
Who's looking after my interest? And also who's looking after the other trappers that are being impacted the same way I was?
You know, there was very little regard for the environment when they were out there and doing the actual work. I have first-hand experience in that, and that's been a pattern for a long, long time. Oil and gas people coming up here and doing whatever they wanted to do without the involvement of the local people or the Inuvialuit in my case.
It was just really an erosion over time of people being bypassed and not being dealt with, not having input on what were the proper programs, what would work for the Inuvialuit and what wouldn't work.